So, welcome everyone to Decoding Your Superpowers.
Yes,
I'm Teresa Lisum, and this is my friend and cohort
that's right.
Linda Karchner. So, welcome. Thank you so much, Linda, for being here. We
Yep,
love
we love it.
digging into people's strengths
Yep.
reports and just getting an overall view of what they feel is most important to them, what they care about, and how they're showing up in the world.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
we can tell a lot from looking at a Clifton Strength Report result, but it's even more meaningful and we get more clarity when that person is in front of us
Hmm.
and can give us real-time feedback. But we don't have a person in front of us. We just are working from their report. So we're going to dive in and see what we can come up with. I like to come into this just kind of fresh with new eyes. I don't know about you, Linda.
Yeah, I agree.
Just kind of figure it out on the in the moment. So I'm going to go grab that report. Linda,
Okay,
would you please
okay,
give an overall view of what we're doing here today while I share my screen?
okay, sounds good. So, if you're not familiar with the Clifton Strengths Assessment, it is an online assessment that is powered through Gallup. And Gallup is a huge research company, polling. They do all kinds of things about work and education and, just very, very scientific and in depth. And so they partnered with Don Clifton years ago, and he has been called the father of positive psychology. And so his theory or premise was, what if we focused on what is right about people? Because so often we all, I think, especially as Americans, I can speak, but maybe around the globe, we focus on what's wrong with us. Like we think we have to improve what's bad or wrong about us, or weaknesses, I should say. But Don Clifton said, what if we focus on what's right about a person, what they do well? And so the Clifton Strengths Assessment will take the top 34 talent themes or strength themes that everybody in the world has, and it shows you how you personally are infinitely unique in how you like Teresa said, relate to the world, how you interact with the world in your relationships, in your job, in your health, all of those things. And it puts those on a scale of 1 to 34, and your top 5 and your top 10 are the ones that are most energizing, the most empowering for you. And then as you go down, you get less and less energy. And when you get down to number 34, if you have to do that thing, you're just like, it's exhausting. So that's just a little bit about what the Clifton Strengths Assessment is. It used to be called Strengths Finders. And it just is an amazing tool with tons and tons of research behind it that focuses on what's right about each one of us.
I love that. Thank you. What is right about all of us?
Mhm.
And don't we all want to know that?
Yeah,
Because as you said, that's not how we grow up. It's all out, what do you need to improve? Well, how can
right.
you fix this? Like, oh, you need to practice more, which
Mm,
could be true, but
yeah,
it's a focus on weaknesses and bringing up those weaknesses. Whereas this strengths concept is all about this is what's already going for you. This is
mhm,
where you shine.
exactly.
Let's really emphasize and polish that up and
Mhm,
embrace that and do more of that.
right.
And
And how you
I
can
just
do
love that.
everything in your own unique way.
Yes,
The
yes.
things that you need to get done or even improve in your life can be done in an energetic,
Mhm.
positive, beneficial way that doesn't make you or anyone else feel weird and awkward.
Right. So, as Linda said, and thank you, Linda, this top 10 is where we really shine. It's where we're most energized. It's where we're the most authentic version of ourselves. So, that is where our focus lies. And we're going to talk about how we categorize those here in a moment. 11, 12, 13, many people go into those as well, and they're just part of our tool belt.
Right.
But our emphasis is going to be on the top 10 for right now. And then those bottom five, as Linda mentioned, are very de-energizing. They're draining. They can actually suck energy out of you. But that doesn't mean we don't operate from down there. We just maybe need an awareness that that's not serving us in any way. So
Right.
we can just let that go,
Mm-hmm.
these particular bottom ones. And I don't want to start there, but maybe we'll jump back to there
Yeah,
and
sounds
talk a
good.
little bit about what this person can let go and
Yeah.
they don't need to worry about because they can do
Right.
everything they need to do from those top 10.
Mm.
Now, the in between strengths from I'm just going to say 14 to 29ish, 28. That is like a neutral zone. There's really no energy there.
Right.
We never even pay attention to those, truthfully. Our focus is at those top 10 because everything can be done from our top 10 strengths. And as Linda said, we're infinitely unique. Every single person has their own lineup of strengths. There is no other person on the planet with
Yes,
your lineup of strengths.
that's
So
right.
only you can give your gifts to the world in your particular way.
Mm-hmm.
And these top 10 are so easy for people. They're so organic.
Yeah.
They just flow into them and they just use them without even thinking about them. So
Mm.
we tend to not realize that they're strengths, that they're superpowers, that not everybody has the same lineup that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to remember that. And what Linda and I like to do is shine a light on what's already going for you, where
Yeah.
you already shine. And that's very empowering and it really helped me solidify more belief about myself
Mm-hmm.
and see my value. So it can be very transforming for people
Mm-hmm.
to see those strengths reflected back to them. And then they can confirm and validate, oh, yeah, that is what I do, but you just don't think anything about them until somebody brings them, to the forefront and reminds you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because it comes so naturally when they're
Hmm.
in your top 10.
Yeah, so we
Yeah, I've
love
noticed
to,
that about a lot of mine.
yeah, we love to shine a light on people's top strengths to
Mm-hmm.
remind them of who they really are and what they're bringing to the world. So we have these top 10 strengths. We take and count them up and we put them into one of these four categories right here. You can see the colors kind of match up with these themes or these categories. We like to call them domains in the
Mm-hmm.
strengths world. So I went ahead and counted them up, as I'm sure you did, Linda.
Yes.
And this is an interesting, well, they're all interesting. I think they're all so fun.
We say that every time because it's
Yeah,
always true.
we do say that every time. So this is what I came up with, Linda, and please confirm. I
Yes.
came up with four relationship building strengths,
Mm-hmm.
four executing strengths,
Mm-hmm.
two influencing, and zero strategic thinking
Yeah.
strengths.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I
Yep.
did I did count right.
Yeah.
Yay. So when somebody has three of something in a particular domain or a category, that is really important to that person. Okay. When there's four of something, so four strengths in a category, it's really important to that person. And then, of course, as the number goes up, the more importance that domain takes on. This
Right.
person has four in the relationship building, theme and 4 in the executing. So this person they're like running neck and neck.
Right.
We'd want that person to confirm which one generally nudges out the other one just slightly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
So we
it
can
probably
guess,
would
but
be slight,
yeah, it would be
you know,
slight.
but definitely that executing would probably just take a little bit
Little bit
more
more.
of an emphasis.
Yes.
And just to kind of like we try to pop this in at some point, a lot of companies and colleges and other entities, especially if they pay for your Clifton Strengths assessment, they only do the top 5. And the top 5 are definitely the most powerful. But again, with this person, just like we've observed in the past, if this person didn't have the full 34 report, she might wonder why sometimes her desire to be executing and getting things done is kind of waylaid by relationships, by not wanting to harm a relationship, or maybe some hesitation because there's a relationship piece that by executing and doing, the relationship piece might be compromised in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Because CliftonStrengths, they say she leads with executing, and you can see that in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, and 5 are
Right.
executing, with a little bit of influencing thrown in there as well. But just having that big picture is so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So, we can coach this person and say, you know what, your top 10 are super, super powerful. And that developer positivity, individualization, empathy, sometimes maybe those take a little bit of a precedent, or you have to figure out how to honor your connections while you're being productive.
Right. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have 5, just your 5,
Mm-hmm.
again, we can get an idea, but we
Yeah.
can't get the full picture. So if you do have 5, all you have to do is go back, pay a little bit more
Yeah.
money to
And
Gallup, and they will just unlock the rest
right.
of the strengths
The
report.
results are already there.
Yes, the
They just,
results are
you just,
there. You just
yeah,
haven't seen all of them. So it's
right.
really important for us, and we advocate for unlocking all of them so
Yes.
we could see what's there and what the patterns are. And like you said, Linda, we would never have known that this particular person loves to connect with other people.
Oh, yeah.
And if we weren't able to see that, this person, like I said, might be a little conflicted, like, well, yeah, I do like to do things, but once that relationship might be compromised, I might hesitate. So yeah, oh yeah, because they're all really concentrated right after number 5.
Yeah.
That's where all the relationship building
Yeah.
strengths are.
Yeah, they're packed right in there.
Yeah, and we would not have known that if we hadn't seen all 34.
Mhm.
So that so this person, we're gonna assume that this person leads with executing,
Okay.
meaning this person loves to make things happen, loves to get things done,
Mm-hmm.
likes to have a plan, might have a to-do list every day that
Right.
this person likes to check off, do,
Mm-hmm.
and not really think too much about it, but
Right.
let's just go. We'll figure it out on the fly. And,
Yeah. Little Energizer bunny,
yeah,
just getting the things
exactly.
done, and wakes up in the morning with that to-do list.
Right,
That's like
right.
the achiever at number 10. Like, I have things that need to get done, and let's get to it.
Exactly. And they probably put a deadline on themselves,
Mhm.
like, yeah, like by the end of the day, if they don't have everything done, they might not feel as accomplished as if they
Yes.
had everything on that list done.
Right.
Um, I was going to say about the relationship building.
Hmm.
So, because this person has 4 relationship builder strengths as well, this person loves to connect. Connecting
Yes.
with people energizes this person,
Mm-hmm.
and it's important to them. So
Mm-hmm.
this person, I'm guessing, likes to do things with people. So take that action,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
move together as a group
Right.
and plan together. And yeah, let's go do it. Come with me. You want to join me? Let's go.
Yeah,
So I'm
absolutely.
guessing that's what this person likes to do. That is very energizing for
Yeah,
this person.
yes, that is accurate because I know this person.
So,
Wouldn't you love to have someone like this in your corner, like the
mhm,
developer? They're a
mhm,
cheerleader, positivity,
mhm,
and that's exactly how it sounds. Like they see the good. Individualization, like they not only do they see like how people can function and what they're good at, but they also know where to plug them in
mhm,
it to make things go smoothly, and that's a relationship building strength, but it has a little piece of productivity with it that I think is pretty special. And then
mhm,
empathy, they feel your feels with you.
mhm. And I was just going to say about the influencing. So the
Yeah.
two influencing strengths of communication and woo,
Yeah.
that is a person who likes to influence, likes to move people from point A to point B,
Mm-hmm.
and wants people to come along and
Mm-hmm.
can see the steps to get that person there.
Mm-hmm.
So the label influencing doesn't mean like this anybody that doesn't have influencing strengths can't influence
Right.
people. So just I want you to be clear on that, those of you that are
Mm-hmm.
viewing.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have influencing, which I don't have too many influencing
Yeah.
strengths at all in my top 10, but that doesn't mean I can't influence people. It's
Mm-hmm.
just more really energizing to people with a lot of influencing strengths.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they love to do. So
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to throw that out there. But
Mm-hmm.
this person with restorative at number one,
Yeah.
number one strength is going to be the highest energizing
Right.
strength for this particular person. So restorative to me is a person who can, they're seen as a fixer, a problem solver.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, a restorative person can come into a situation and quickly assess and see what can be improved, what can be
Mm-hmm.
fixed, what can be, so that's like very, very quickly, like other people might not even
Mm-hmm.
understand how quickly this person, their brain can figure it all out right
Yeah.
from the get-go. So with it at
Yeah,
number
just
one,
a
man.
little tidbit about this person. Their side gig at this point, but they hope to be like a full-time thing eventually, is as a wedding and event planner.
Mm,
So having restorative high can come in really, really
yeah,
handy
for
with that,
sure. That's
because
gonna
being
serve
able
her
like
well.
that's being a problem solver is what an event planner is all about, because there's always
Right,
problems when you have an
right.
event.
Right. In the moment. Yeah. Boom,
Yes.
boom, boom. Let's figure this out.
Yeah.
And with that individualization,
Hmm.
I'm sure she's gonna focus on that person in front of her and what's
Right.
happening at the
Right.
event. And if things are
Mhm.
going wrong, she could customize any, solutions to that person that's
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. And making it special and perfect for that
Exactly.
individual.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Um, let's just go to discipline at number five. Number
Okay.
five
Yeah.
is an important strength, and we're not going to really get into that, but um, discipline. Can you share with us a little bit about your take on discipline, Linda?
So, whenever you hear the word discipline, we think of someone who has self-discipline.
Yes.
Like they are the person who, um, like they always do their exercising and things like that. But discipline for CliftonStrengths just has a little bit of a different flavor to it. Um, it's a person who thrives on routine And so that could result in always doing your exercising, always doing your housework, etc. But the energizing part is having that system, that routine every day, that you do that same thing every day so that things are more productive.
I was just
And
going to
it
say,
really
yeah.
is efficient to do things
Right,
that way.
right,
I wish my
right.
discipline is pretty low.
But that doesn't mean you can't be disciplined.
Right.
So
Right.
even if discipline is not in your top 10, that doesn't mean you're not disciplined or you're not capable of it.
Right. Yeah.
It's just, not important to you. But like I said, for this person, as you just mentioned, it's more efficient and more productive to have a routine in
Mhm.
place. Boom,
Mhm.
boom, 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 boom.
Right.
Just crank it out and not have to think about it.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, so that they can achieve more, because when they have to, you know, think of a new routine or adapt to a new routine every day, they're not going to get things done as efficiently and productively as they want
Right,
to. That,
right.
again, with that achiever, which is a very powerful strength.
hmm so yeah, why don't we talk a little bit about that achiever strength? I mean, it
Okay.
is at number 10.
Yeah.
It's not, the highest one, but it's still
Right.
gonna it's still gonna pack a punch.
Absolutely.
So this person just like as an executor wants to get
Yeah.
things done, wants to accomplish things, could be seen as driven and
hmm
just always, going towards the goal, going towards that end result,
hmm
and could be seen as very intense.
Yeah. 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 And they want to, someone with achiever high, they're doers. They want to be doing things and accomplishing things and not just sitting around thinking about things.
Yeah, and this person has no strategic thinking strengths in
Right.
that top 10.
Right. In the
And
top 10.
that's a person who needs to think, needs to process,
hmm
needs to plan it, needs to figure it out up here in their head before they take action. Whereas this person's like, no, take the action. We'll figure it out in the moment. With that restorative, that we're going to solve those problems as they come up. No need to really think too much about them.
Right.
So yeah, I'd love to have, yeah, as a wedding planner, yes, I would want this person planning my event and my
Absolutely. Yeah.
wedding, like boom, boom, boom. I can
Right.
and count that it's going to be done.
Yep.
And she's going to put out those fires as they happen.
hmm
And I don't have to worry about it.
hmm
So yeah, how cool is that? So
Yeah.
why don't we jump down to those couple of those bottom fives
Yeah.
just for the heck of it,
Yeah.
so we can demonstrate how this person doesn't have to take charge of anything, which is interesting as an
Right.
event planner.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, command is that person who is almost authoritative
Mhm.
in how they go in and address maybe a chaotic situation. So this person doesn't have to be authoritative in the way that they handle that.
Right.
Being like the boss would be very draining, but they can go into a chaotic situation and woo people, kind of charm them,
Yep. Yep.
communicate with them, focus on what's going right and saying, okay, this is what's broken and don't worry, I can fix it. So, they can be very effective in a chaotic situation their way. But the way they do it is not coming in like a drill sergeant.
Right. Not going to be in your face.
Yeah.
And yeah,
And
it's
if
going
they
to,
tried to do it that way, they would feel awkward and would feel just kind of yucky. And I know, because
Mhm.
command is my number 34 also. It's like it just doesn't ring true. If you have to do it briefly, you can do it. We can all do what we need to do in a crisis
Right,
situation.
right.
But to do that all the time, now it just so draining, so draining.
Yeah. And this person does not have to worry about that. She could take charge of the situation if necessary in her own way, like you said, in her own charming way.
Right. Yeah.
And really connecting with that person in front of them and empathizing with their feelings. And yeah, so she's got I'm going to say like a backdoor way
Right.
of taking the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, deliberative. This just all goes together. I love the beauty of how everything weaves together.
Yeah.
Deliberative. This person again doesn't have to plan for all the obstacles. I mean, I'm sure she does
Right.
as part of that job description, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to be something she's going to be overly concerned about because I'm guessing she knows herself. She knows that she can problem solve and figure it out on the fly. So she doesn't have to painstakingly look at everything and plan like, well, what if this goes wrong? What if
Right.
this goes wrong? No, it doesn't bother her.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to because she has other strengths that's going to help her figure it out
Mm-hmm.
in the moment.
It seems like that restorative probably
Mm.
at number one probably handles what
Oh, yeah.
deliberative might do
Yeah.
for someone else. Deliberative is kind of like you said, just looking at all the things that could go wrong. But restorative is maybe, okay, something's wrong, now I'll fix it. But not like you said, not sitting down and thinking through, oh, okay, this is all the things that could go wrong.
Right, right. Everything's figure outable in the
Yeah.
moment.
Right.
And this person, which is interesting that self-assurance is down there at 31.
Yeah.
I would almost guess that would have been up a little bit higher, but this person has self-assurance because of her other strengths up there in her top 10, but it's not something that's real important to her. Like it's not energizing to her to absolutely know this is the direction to follow.
Mm-hmm.
She'll know it, but it's not something that's important for her because she knows she can figure it out on the fly.
Right. Yeah, she doesn't have to have that inner compass that doesn't waver, can kind of more go with the flow and respond as
Yes.
things. Although adaptability is low also. So, she goes with the flow in her own way.
Isn't that interesting? Adaptability is about going with the flow, but she's going with the flow,
Yes, she
even though she
is.
doesn't have that particular strength high.
Yeah.
As we've talked already, I'm sure everybody listening can tell she probably goes with the flow and can
Yeah.
figure it out.
Right.
And so that's why adaptability is down there because it's not necessary. She's got everything else going for her that takes the place of it. So, I love this. We're out of time again.
I
Darn
know.
it.
Yep.
Never have enough time. But but I do want to thank you for sharing this report with us.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
person, I mean, I'm sure you could see if you know the person how all of these strengths weave together in a beautiful tapestry
absolutely.
that she uses, to gift the world.
Yes, she
and
does.
show up as she shows up. And
absolutely.
And that's the beauty of this. I mean, even if somebody doesn't resonate with a particular strength and like, I don't really know. If you spend some time with it and really have an awareness around it, you could usually pick it up, or people around you will say, oh, yeah, no, you're like that, even if you're not sure yourself. So I've just found that I'm going to say 100% of the time, people just totally resonate with the bulk of these, and it's empowering for them to have this awareness, and they see themselves from this new, beautiful, positive perspective. And it can be really, really transforming for anybody who learns more about themselves using these strengths in this report. So I'm going to stop my share. We're going to wrap it up.
All
And we
right.
want to thank everybody for listening in.
Absolutely.
And if you have your own report and you want to
Mhm.
dust it off and have us dig into it and look at it, or if you need a little boost of um, self-confidence
Yeah.
or, some
Right.
more believe in yourself, we would love to help you with that.
Mhm.
And we would
Mhm.
love to dig into your strengths and give you some insights that you may not have realized before. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we coach people on how to take their strengths and use them and apply them to different areas of their lives.
Mhm.
So you can certainly reach out and connect with either of us, and we will hook you up,
That's right.
help you get that assessment taken. And if you already have it, help you get the rest of them unlocked if you only have the 5. But we thank you so much for
Yeah.
being
Thank
part
you,
of this
everyone.
conversation. Thank you, Linda.
Yeah.
And
Thanks,
we
Teresa.
will be here next Tuesday, same time, same
Yeah.
place, to dig into another one. Send your report over to us. We just need a
Right.
screenshot of that
Yeah.
page like you just saw,
Mhm.
and we
Page
will.
1 of your report.
Yes, there's a lot of pages there, but we just
There
need
are.
that one. And we would love to feature you,
Yeah.
your report. You can be
Absolutely.
here to, be part of the call, or you can just listen in and see what we say about you.
Yeah. See
We
how
love it.
wonderful we think you are.
Yes, everybody is wonderful. Everybody is wonderful. And that's the beauty of going through somebody's strengths. You just see how unique and fabulous
Mhm.
people are out in the world. Gives us a new appreciation of
Absolutely.
everybody that we come in contact with. So thank you, Linda.
All
So
right.
appreciate
Yeah.
you being here.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everybody, for listening in, and we will see you the next time. Bye
Bye.
bye.
All right. We're off of Facebook and
Yeah. And